Well, I think that we see that in Colorado. Actually, Colorado does a pretty good job for less money compared to most states in the United States. And on top of that, Colorado it's just robust with school choice, public school choice. In fact, I have to mention our School Choice for Kids website that every parent needs to take a look at and find out all about the various kinds of choices in Colorado, not only public but also private for their kids.
Tell us a little bit about that website, because it really is an amazing value for people to go and spend 5 minutes on.
It is. And you know, I have to mention too that we have a team of 4 people in the Education Center, and 2 of those people work on this website and promoting this website, Rocky and Maria, and then Ben is writing the blog, ediswatching.org, and he stays busy keeping the teachers union on their toes too. And we do all of these things to help kids, bringing it back to kids. But the School Choice for Kids website, and that's www.schoolchoiceforkids.org, O-R-G. A parent can go into that site, they can put in their address, they have 47 different categories they can select. Maybe they want a Montessori school or a science and art school, and submit it, and a map will come up with all the schools in their area, and then from there they can take further steps and find out more information about the schools. There's information about open enrollment, No Child Left Behind provisions, charter schools.
What's so exciting about your website is you put in your address, and a Google map will pop out and show you all the public school options you have within a certain amount of radius. You can narrow it down. You can click on any one of those markers and learn more about the school and learn how to evaluate it. It's good stuff.
It's fabulous. It's unique. I don't think there's another one in the country like it.
It's a shame. I think the government should be providing that service, not us. That's what we're hearing.
What I love about this, I live in urban Denver where only 1 in 3 kids at our neighborhood school can pass a 3rd grade English CSAP. And in my neighborhood, we are the token Republicans or token Libertarians, and yet all of the parents in our neighborhood agree that their kids deserve a better education than the one that is mandated, that if we're going to choose a public, basically the only public option available to us, because it's so hard to get into a decent school in DPS. And so, like with school choice, we also have this opportunity now where so many of the issues we're facing are non-ideological. We're all tightening our belts, and yet our government continues to spend. We're all concerned about what's going on in Iraq and Afghanistan, and now is the opportunity, I believe, to come together as people and say, let's throw aside those ideological labels, let's get creative, and let's rethink the way that we do government.
How do we get people to rethink government? Our job here is to say liberty works, choice works, we can do more with less, but you really hit on it when you said people are expecting more and more from government. That is, we get more services from government, we get more stuff from government.
We've learned we can vote out of your pocket, stuff for me. I think Jessica's right, though, about taking the opportunity, but it can't just be an ideological opportunity. We've got to recognize how difficult a situation we're in. And I mentioned how things will get worse after the inflation kicks in or after we pull back this money supply. We've got some stuff.
Are you certain that's going to happen? Is it impossible to expand the debt as far as we have, or the monetary supply so much, without this following?
I'm certainly hoping that Ben Bernanke of the Federal Reserve has a better answer than what I've seen. But every other country that's ever tried it has had tremendous fiscal and monetary pain thereafter, pain in the economy. So if we've got this coming, we've got to do it, we've got to recognize we're taking the adult way of preparing for worse times. You'd think the left would even be screaming at the federal government saying, if we're going to have enough money for transportation and education and public safety here in Colorado, we can't have you, the federal government, crowding out our ability to take in revenues and provide state services. So I would hope that we're going to see more and more people from the center, from the left, come over and say, yeah, we're going to be in desperate shape, and we need to do something about it now, not later. What we're finding out, too, at the Independence Institute, John, is that a lot of folks have gotten out of college and high school without having the basics of just what it means to have freedom. They don't understand that liberty is a coherent and a cohesive philosophy. And so we offer that with a course. It'll be coming up.
Tell me a little bit, the Principles of Liberty course, I've been through, I really like it. It's something that you teach at Independence, and it really wraps up not only the philosophy, the economics, but also the history of our philosophy of liberty. Tell me a little bit about it.
And we're having a next class coming up starting January 30th. We're going to do it on 2 Saturdays, January 30th and February 13th. And for almost no cost at all, we'll have full-day courses that'll cover, as you say, the political science, the philosophy of freedom, as well as the economics.
It's hard.
And Jon Caldara will be manning the kegerator that day.
Yeah, and the keg parties at that class is really pretty great.
Toga party with Caldara. You heard it live here first on KBDI.
How do we get the message across that choice works? How do we get the message across that spending less works? I mean, let me just throw this out. We've only got a few minutes left. How do we, in this era where everything's going to be a crisis, where we can never outspend our political and ideological opponents, how do we get the message out that there's a better way of getting things done, and we ought to look at empowering people instead of bureaucrats?
How do we get the message out? Well, I think that's what we try to do every day through all of our new media, Penn's class, this show. We just have to continue educating people about liberty, and that if they take it for granted, they're going to lose it. And that's the same with school choice. I mean, there are enemies of school choice, of public school choice even, and if parents don't realize what they have and work to save it and keep it, it could be gone in one legislative session.
We have a critical time right now where the people are with us. We just need to organize them. It's not. We don't need to tell people how bad things are. They know that right now. We have a unique opportunity. We need to find a way to organize, and it needs to be in a way that isn't divisive between the left and the right.
But there's almost a Stockholm syndrome that goes on, and that when times are tough, people don't look out into the market. They look towards government. Get us new hybrid cars. Give us tax deductions for this. Fix these things out. How do we tell people that they're looking towards the wrong deity when they look towards government?
Government is the god that has failed. That's true. But let's not overstate where we are. Things are bad now because the economy is poor in 2009. If it's going to get better, people will feel better. They're going to support the status quo. The politicians that are in office now will have a good chance of staying there. So we've got to recognize that we're looking out beyond there to say, look, if we're living beyond our means, we've got to stop. Reality will intrude.
And we're going to have to leave it there. Jessica, Penn, what was your name again?
Pam Benigno.
I'm going to go back to the holiday party now, but if you still want some of this conversation, tune in to iVoices.org, and by all means, listen to me late nights on 850 KOA. Tell a friend, and we'll see you next week.
I mean, you keep on talking, but you don't know where to turn it off.